Next up at UFC 301, we have Mauricio Ruffy taking on Jamie Mullarkey. This fight is sneakily flying under the radar, and the odds are slowly widening. And I don't fully get that. I totally understand people being on the Ruffy side, but I don't think people are necessarily giving Jamie Mullarkey enough credit. And while I do think Jamie Mullarkey is hideous to look at, and just the sheer, the no eyebrows, the skin tone, the freckles, the hair, it is very unsightly, like insanely unsightly. But we have to push through and we have to break this down anyway. So let's imagine Jamie Mullarkey has fewer freckles, a better complexion, and eyebrows. And then let's break this down. Because if he had those things, he might have a little more respect and certainly a little more self-respect. But we got Jamie Mullarkey taking on Mauricio Ruffy. Mauricio Ruffy is 9-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5 with all knockout wins. He's taking on Jacob's doppelganger, Jamie Mullarkey. 17-7 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off the KO loss to Nasrat Haqparast. That KO loss to Nasrat Haqparast is why everybody is on the Mauricio Ruffy side. And I get it, because Mauricio Ruffy's a nasty striker. He's got big fight-ending power. He has 9 wins with 9 stoppages. He will throw heavy 1-2s and look for power. He isn't just a boxer. He'll launch kicks right up the middle. He'll defend takedowns really well. His most recent fight went to the 3rd round. And just like everything I said about Carini Silva and me wanting the Bonfim fight to go long, I liked to see that. I'd like to see that, Ruffy can fight past the 1st round. He can fight past the 2nd round. If he doesn't get an early stoppage, we learn 2 things. He has cardio in the 3rd. It wasn't great, but he was still standing in the 3rd, and he still had power that late in the fight. He's taking on Jamie Mullarkey. And I'm done making jokes about Jamie Mullarkey looking like Jacob. But he fights like Jacob too. This dude was just knocked out cold. And that is the problem here. But Jamie Mullarkey is a jack of all trades. He can do all the things. He doesn't do any of them spectacularly, but he can do all the things. He can wrestle. He's got almost 3 takedowns per fight. He can strike. He has a couple of knockouts in the UFC, but he can't seem to put that stuff together on the big stage for the big fights. He's not particularly dangerous, but he will work hard, and he will stay in that fight. He's primarily a grappler, but these last few years, he's turned into a bit more of a striker, and as I mentioned, he's coming off that loss to Nasrat Haqparast. If you look at this super quick and you just make your decision, I get it. Jamie Mullarkey was just knocked out cold. This guy's going to knock him out. It's that simple. Ultimately, that's going to be the pick here as well, but I do think Jamie needs a little bit more credit than that. He has fought the much higher level of competition. He has beaten some very good people. The John Makdessi win was a good win. John Makdessi's a very good kickboxer. So Jamie Mullarkey is the better fighter in this matchup, but as we have seen, his chin is not there. He is fighting somebody with insane power, the local guy. The only bet that is even worth considering is Mauricio Ruffy by knockout. And that's if the odds are there, because I think there's just UFC debut. Like, there's just too many unknowns. Jakey boy, I apologize for all the horrible comments I made about how Jamie Mullarkey looks. The more I look at you, the more I realize you guys look identical. And that was not my intent. I just had like genuine disgust for how he looked. And then when I looked at you, I was like, oh my God. So I apologize. I bring that all back. What are your thoughts on this fight?
I look like Ruffy.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, I see it now. I see it. Can we get your breakdown on the fight?
Just, if I could have another quick apology.
I said I was sorry. No, I'm sorry that I'm sorry I pointed out the eyebrows and all that stuff. I apologize.
Listen, I would, I don't know if I'd love to be wrong in this situation, but obviously people do say that I do look like Jamie Mullarkey. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know what that is. Somebody started that one day.
What could possibly be driving?
Somebody started that one day, and quite frankly, I fell into it. Right? I got hyped up about it. We were on a nice little lock of the week streak to end the fall, right? To end the 2023. I got caught up in the hype, the propaganda, the nonsense of Jamie Mullarkey. I made him my lock of the week. because I said, you know what, I believe in this guy. Right? There's something about him that I like. Right? I like the cut of his jib. Right? I like this guy. I think he can use his wrestling. He is the better striker. He's going to beat Nasrat to the punch. It didn't happen that way. And not only did he let himself down, but he let me down. And I'm telling you, Jamie, right now, I don't know if you're going to watch this video. Part of me still does believe in you. But part of me, honestly, doesn't want to be fucking associated with you anymore. Okay? So this hurts me as much as it hurts you. But I got to cut this cord. I got to cut these ties. I got to burn this bridge. Right? Because I can't trust you, bud.
And I can't trust you anymore. And it hurts. But your defensive striking and your chin against a counter striker like Ruffy, I just think it's bad news, man. And I'm sorry, Angelo, but Ruffy's my pick. I think he's going to get the knockout. Jamie's probably going to be winning until he's not. He's going to lose, man. He's fucking damn it.
That makes sense. I agree. Jamie Mullarkey is probably going to lose this fight. What I will say is I wish this line took off a little more. I wish Mauricio Ruffy was like a 3-1, 4-1 favorite, because then Jamie Mullarkey might be worth a sprinkler too, because he is the better fighter in this matchup. This is mixed martial arts. It's not kickboxer. He's not the better, but just the better overall mixed martial artist. His striking is good enough. He's got some wrestling. He's got footwork. He has the experience. He's been in the cage. He's been on pay-per-views. He's fought the higher level of competition. He's done all of the things, fighting a UFC debut in front of a home crowd on a pay-per-view. Mauricio Ruffy might shit the bed. Or he might knock out Jamie Mullarkey, and the UFC did this on purpose. Point being, I think Jamie deserves a little bit of credit. I do think the odds are somewhat reflecting that, because looking at his recent knockout loss and then looking at some other losses in his career, the odds aren't as wide as they should be. Would you consider anything on Jamie? DraftKings, or are you all in on the Ruffy boy?
Honestly, I might look at, because Jamie's not really known as a wrestler. He doesn't shoot a lot of takedowns. So we could get maybe an over one, but I don't know. I don't think Jamie's going to wrestle. I mean, he should, but I think he's going to strike with this guy. And Ruffy will take his time. So it's one of those guys where you think you're landing, right? You think you're landing, and he's not really throwing back, and you're feeling yourself. And then poor little Jamie leaves that chin out there, and Ruffy's going to hit him. He's a good counter striker. People compare him to like Conor McGregor when he's fucking counter striking. Like he's got that stance, he's got that in and out style. He's a fucking laser with that thing, man.
Sure, no, he's definitely very good, and he should win this fight. But experience matters, all that stuff matters. It'll be interesting. Do they have prop bets yet for Ruffy by KO?
They've
been very slow with prop bets this week for some reason.
No, they unlocked pretty much all of them, and they just pulled a lot of them this week, and they pulled it all on this fight too.
They pulled them all back? Because I remember
not all of them, but there's like a lot of the main fights and stuff.
Well, I remember you texting me they're dropping props, and then when I went to look, I'm like, 3 fights. So I guess that makes sense. There's been a lot of line movement on this card in general. And if you do want to check out the line movement tracker, which monitors line movement for you, so you can go ahead and follow a trend in one way or another, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. It's only $10 a month. $10 for an entire month, and you unlock everything. There's no stupid tiers. Listen, if you're looking at somebody else's premium product and they have tiers, like my DFS package is $10 and my MMA betting package is another $10, but together it's $15. Fuck that, dude. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. $10 a month for everything you could ever want or need. You get the tools, you get the bets, you get the picks, you get the optimizer. It's the greatest value in this space, and it makes absolutely no sense to spend $1 more anywhere else. WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. Also, we got an email from your boy. Did you say his name was Paxton, or did I just say Paxton? It's Peyton. He sent an email saying it's Peyton. Jacob, get it under control.
Peyton with an X. What'd I say? Paxton?
There's an X in there?
Yep. That's what I said.
All right. We do have a super chat from Live Dogs MMA, Ruffy, Petrino, and Oral by Parlay plus Erceg if you're a G. We'll get to these other fights. That's not the worst parlay in the world. Again, Erceg has good enough odds on his own. I wouldn't add him to a 3-leg parlay. Especially that's the main event. It's like hit. We're ready for this payout. Oh, a dude with only 3 fights in the UFC lost. What a surprise. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to wewantpicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.